Our next update is from Joe Griffith, who is the chair of the Child Home Safety Committee. And he'll be providing some updates. Thank you, Joe.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
There we go. Speaking of drowsy, you've had lunch. Okay, so I'm going to keep this quick. I think you all are mostly familiar with this. Let me start by who I am. I'm Joel Griffith. I work for the Justice Cabinet and I work with the Child Fatality and Near Fatality External Review Panel. That's how I came to be involved in this. We were noticing on the panel just the number of cases of unintentional drug ingestions. When I say drugs, I don't just mean prescription drugs, all kinds of, or non-prescription drugs. I mean, all kinds of drugs, and how it was impacting children. So this is really a partnership between that group, Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky, and KSPAN. When this came up, I started talking to Steve and Ashley about what we could do about this. And that's where the Child Home Safety Committee kind of got started. In addition to those three groups, we also worked with a lot of other partners, all involved in KSPAN, who helped us a lot. So I just want to kind of tell you where we're at on this today. This year, we were funded by the Kentucky Agency for Substance Abuse Policy, Kentucky ASAP, to purchase 3,150 medication block boxes. And each box is going to or will include, or the recipient will get the Child Home Safety Checklist. That's a document from Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky, which Kendra talked about some today. We're going to give them the tips for safe storage, which is another just informational piece, the ACEs Connect brochure, just to keep them connected to that whole piece about resiliency and adverse child experiences in children. When we give these out, the expectation for the agency receiving them is that they will have a one-on-one conversation with the family when it's handed out. So it's not just a matter of pick this up at a resource fair. It's a matter of there's an educational component with it as well. We're going to update, or we're working on updating the KSPAN website. We have been distributing these resources to regional prevention centers, HANDS, Family Resource Use Centers, other agencies that interface with families. And then we're also developing, or have developed, a survey tool to kind of gather more data about how these resources are being used. This is just a picture of medication box that we purchased it. It's light and portable. We realize that this thing's not a safe. It is not going to keep a determined 16-year-old from getting in there. It's a preventative measure, and the audience tends to be for younger children, because that's where we see most of the ingestions. So it's about lessening the ease of access. We also hope it will decrease risk factors for other forms of injuries as well. For instance, the Child Home Safety Toolkit from Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky, it addresses pool safety, water safety, gun safety, all those kind of things. So we want this to be part of a way to help families understand how quick Xenia and I were talking about, like, you know, it's so quick these things can happen, and families just, unless you're trained, or unless you read awful cases, sometimes, at least that's been my experience, you don't get attuned to these kind of things. So I just think that that's what we want to do, is we want to get families in tune to how quick kids can get injured and that it's preventable. So this is just one way to teach them that, and hopefully it'll go on to other things. The other thing too is we really want to be careful about the stigma associated with this, particularly like when it's coming from the panel. Most of those cases come to the panel, or all of them actually, because there's an abuse and neglect allegation. There is tons and tons and tons of kids who ingest substances unintentionally, and it is not a neglect issue. It didn't involve heroin or fentanyl or anything like that. this is an issue that impacts all families. So we want to make sure families don't feel stigmatized by this project. So far what we have done is we have obtained the boxes. This year we've got 3,150 of them. They just came in January. They were first coming in just before that huge storm, just before Christmas, and we were ready to get them delivered. And then they came to the Justice Cabinet, and then there was a water pipe broke. So it was quite a deal, but through lots of partners and lots of help, we got that done. At this point, we have got 1,459 boxes intended for regional prevention centers. I guess 1,150 of those have been delivered already. Huge thanks to Steve Cambron for taking the lead in that and making it happen. At this point, we have a request we have 1,691 boxes left to deliver, but we've got requests for 1,898. So the good news is we've got lots of interest. Bad news is we're not gonna be able to fill all the requests. I should mention too, though, that we've been able to do is work with our partners at UK Pediatric Forensics. They are focusing on getting medication boxes in the hospital ER setting, to MAT providers, and now they're going to take on hands. So we've filled some hands requests, but if you're with the hands and you're interested, get with Steve or I, and we will connect you with that program. They have a whole lot more boxes than we do. So we'll hopefully still be able to fill a lot of those requests, because we feel like hands is just a really ideal opportunity for this. I told you this is going to be quick, so I just wanted to go over it kind of quickly about what we would like to see from you. If you know about resources where other communities are doing this already, let us know. We would like to partner with them. We were also would like to have you let us know if you're interested, even though we don't have the boxes for you right now. We plan on making another request. We started out with this project with a small amount of money through KVIP, funded by the CDC. I think the first year we had about 500 boxes. Next year we had, I want to say 1,300 boxes. This year, over 3,000 boxes. We will apply for funding again. I think that'll probably be November or something, which will come surprisingly fast. But we'll apply again. So if we have your name, your agency's interest, it helps us justify that, yeah, we need more of these. We get requests faster than we can fill them. So that's what we would like from you. Also, would like to share share this information with others. I would be particularly interested if you were want to join the Home Safety Committee, be interested in helping us do this, but particularly in the area, I would love to see us work more with firearms issues. That's another thing on the panel. I see a lot of really tragic cases, and gun locks and educating parents would go a long way to preventing those injuries. So I'd love to see us take that on in the Home Safety Committee in the future. And that was it. Is there any questions? Stephen, Ashley, did I cover everything? Question back.
I was just wondering what company you use to buy the boxes.
I know that I'm incredibly cheap. I think Steve might share that with me. But so we found the cheapest ones I could find anywhere was at Walmart, and in the company I don't remember, but we went directly to the company. And Steve could probably tell you the name of the company.
I had it. It's gone. Idea Stream. That's the name of the company.
Yes. And if you will, they also gave us a substantial discount when we went from 1,300 to 3,000. So we're raising enough to ask for that as well. Don't ask. Yeah.
Do you have a resource for buying gun locks, a site that you use for somebody that is.
Steve can tell you that. we bought a small amount of those through KDEP when we first did this. We haven't, yeah, we haven't found a funding source to continue to do that.
That kids have a partnership to, with all.
If you want to know of any funding for it, any opportunity for gun lots, we would be
Or partnering with you in it, that kind of thing.
or partnering with you.
I just want to say thank you, excuse me, for providing those lock boxes to our regional prevention centers. They have been extremely grateful, and I'm looking forward to the Regional Prevention Center Directors Meeting when you and Ashley can actually meet these directors who are distributing them to the communities. And the interesting thing is that some of them have come back and told us, even though they have the medication bags, that people prefer the boxes, I guess, because they're more difficult to break into. And so they're saying, yeah, well, we got the bags, but they really like these boxes. So thank you.
Good. That's good to know. Okay. Thank you all so much.